Now, welcome back. The much anticipated COP29 has finally started in Azerbaijan capital Baku. However, Donald Trump's election is sending some shockwaves. Alex Kiariev filed this report and was voiced by yours truly.
Summit kicked off with a passionate call for immediate intervention to save the planet.
We are on the road to ruin. But these are not the future problems. Climate change is already here. From flooded homes in Spain to forest fires in Australia, from rising oceans in the Pacific to barren plains in East Africa. Whether you see them or not, people are suffering in the shadows. They are dying in the dark, and they need more than compassion, more than prayers and paperwork, and they're crying out for leadership and action. COP29 is an unmissable moment to chart a new path forward for everyone.
The summit comes days after the US election outcome sent shockwaves across the proponents of scale down of fossil fuel use.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The man who is set to return to the White House is a known climate change pessimist.
We know he's likely to reverse all clean energy policies and incentives in the US. He's going to go for fossil fuel extraction much more, which is going to be devastating for the planet. And he's not going to provide any climate finance, which is so vital for developing countries to transition away from fossil fuels.
Leaders of the United States, China and India have not showed up in Baku yet, and there are no indications that they will. The three nations, together with Japan and Russia, are the 5 biggest greenhouse gas emitters.
It gives me great pleasure to declare open the 29th session of the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change.
As the summit started, outgoing president of COP28, Sultan Al Jaber of the United Arab Emirates, handed over to his successor, Mukhtar Babayev.
It gives me great pleasure to declare His Excellency Mukhtar Babayev elected President of the 29th session of the Conference of the Parties.
Babayev is Azerbaijan's Minister for Ecology and Natural Resources. The issue of climate compensation is once again expected to top the talks during the summit. Delegates are hoping to scale up the Climate Compensation Fund to $1 trillion from the earlier $100 billion agreement, which has not been fully met. The choice of Azerbaijan to host the talks is another irony of the process. This nation heavily relies on fossil in the form of oil as an economic mainstay. This was a similar case with COP28, whose agenda was hosted by United Arab Emirates, which is one of the biggest global suppliers of natural gas, another fossil fuel. This coming in the wake of climate-related natural disasters that continue hitting different parts of the world makes the need for urgent solutions even dire. The World Meteorological Organization has declared 2024 as the hottest year ever. Dennis Aseto, KTN.
Now, it's ours.